Okay, guys, so I want to address the question today, gut feeling or reason? Which is more important? Which should we use? Are there situations where we use one and other situations where we use the other, or is one always better? All those kind of questions. So when we say gut feeling, what we're really talking about is kind of what you could call instinct. It's not a logical, rational, reasoned out decision. It's just a feeling that often people describe as in their stomach that this is the right decision versus this other option. You often hear people say that their gut feeling never lets them down. Um, it's quite a common expression. Well, it's more an expression because they actually mean it. Like their gut feeling is what they rely on, their instinct, if you like. So, what exactly is instinct, gut feeling? How does it compare to thinking it through with reason and logic? And which is more important? So, I think we could probably agree that animals are the most in touch with their instincts. Um, and they sometimes know things that we don't know as humans with our much greater intellect. Um, and so I guess in some ways that's one of the known facts that tend towards pushing people towards the belief that maybe that instinct is more reliable than our super intellect and rational reason and so on. So now I'm going to be upfront and straight out with my position. So I'm very much for reason and logic rather than gut feeling. And I'm going to use reason and logic to explain why that is. Some of you are screaming, "Oh, my gut feeling telling me that's wrong," and then the reason and logic's not going to work. Um, we'll see. So I do believe there is a place for gut feeling. I'm not dismissing it. I think there definitely is a place for it, but I don't think it should be our prime method of making decisions. Um, if you take an animal like a dog, if I want to poison an animal, I can poison it. Its instinct is not going to tell it, for the most part, if there's poison in its food, right? Its gut feeling, instinct, not going to tell it. I can poison a dog or a rat. In fact, in some cases, we can use their instinct against them, and they will pick the poison before non-poison because we can put things in the poison that appeal to them, um, and they will eat it and they will die. So gut feeling instinct is actually driven by knowledge. There's unconscious knowledge. B from A. Okay. In a place you've never been, you have no gut feeling really, or if you might have, but it's just guess. It's not. You're not going to get there on gut feeling other than by statistical luck. Okay, your gut feeling is not going to help you. Okay, so gut feeling has its limits without question. So, on the other hand, if you've been somewhere before and now you haven't got a map and you can't remember the route, your gut feeling might help you now, okay? Because there's unconscious knowledge that you've forgotten, which your gut feeling, I kind of think it's that way. And there's things that you're unconsciously remembering which are directing your gut feeling. That might be wrong. It's not like 100% reliable or even 90% reliable, but it's more reliable than not using anything. So your gut feeling can be the difference between where you would have, if you just 50-50 left or right, your gut feeling might give you a 60 or a 70% chance, or maybe even an 80% chance of getting it right. And then it's based on unconscious knowledge. Many of the things that we learn become unconscious knowledge. So when we have a gut feeling about somebody, there's little traits or things about them that maybe remind us of another person, or traits in another person that turned out to be unreliable or whatever. And so gut feeling there has a place. Another place I think gut feeling has got, if you have to make a decision and you've got all the information and you look at the information, the pros and the cons about this, whether you do this or you don't do this, and after weighing up all the information, you're at a stalemate. You really don't know what to do. In that situation, you can let gut feeling take you in one of the two directions or three directions or whatever it may be. After you've weighed up everything and you can't get there. But your reason and your rationale should always come above gut feeling. So if you look at something and you decide between, we'll do two things. You look at all the evidence and you decide, I'm going with A because the evidence supports that decision better. But then you have a gut feeling that, that doesn't feel right. In that situation, the gut feeling might be worth not necessarily doing the B route, but the gut feeling and the uneasiness might be telling you unconsciously you're not taking into account all the evidence. Maybe you need to re-look at the evidence. Maybe you're missing something that unconsciously you're aware of. So gut feeling can be used there to cause you to re-look at the evidence. Re-look at the facts, re-look at the whole thing before you make a final decision. But what makes human beings special is our ability to reason and use logic, and it would be ridiculous to rely on instinct over that. That's what puts us above the animals. That's what makes us so immensely successful. So sometimes I get the feeling that some people somehow have convinced themselves that their gut is better than their brain. Maybe that's true for some people, I don't know. But our brain is the supreme commander. Okay, our reason and our logic, that's what makes us really special. That's what has made the human being achieve so much. So that should be the driver, and the gut feeling is just an extra tool to maybe jog us in a direction, maybe say, hey, there's something doesn't feel right about this. Maybe I need to examine it deeper. Maybe I need to look more than I have looked before I make a definite decision. But please do not rely on your gut. Many, many, many people have got into a lot of trouble relying on their gut. It's not reliable. Now, it's true that our logic and reason is also not reliable completely, okay, because that we might work something out wrong, we might be missing some information, so there's nothing totally reliable. But looking rationally at the evidence, gathering as much evidence as is possible to gather, as much of the data as we can find, and obviously the bit more important a decision, the more data we need, then doing that, weighing it up rationally and logically, is the best way to arrive at the correct or the best possible conclusion for the situation that we're in. That's the best way, okay? Not gut feeling. Gut feeling only as an extra little tool that might cause you, as I say, to reevaluate or to look deeper. That's it. So I just raise this because I'm hearing so many people telling me that they're making decisions on their gut feeling, and I think they're not really thinking it through. They're not really understanding what they mean by gut feeling, because as I say, gut feeling really does come from knowledge. And without any knowledge at all, mostly you don't have any gut feeling. The gut feeling disappears in lieu of knowledge, okay, or in lieu of experience. You have no knowledge, no experience of the situation. Your gut doesn't tell you much typically. Okay, so let's focus on rational reasoning, data, information, collating facts to make a decision, and then just allow our gut that little bit of space to point a little bit and maybe say, oh, are you sure? Do you want to look a bit deeper or whatever? Use it for that, but don't use your gut to make decisions like an animal, because it's not the way to get the best results. There you go. I hope that's given you something to think about. If you disagree, then feel free to post below and let me know your disagreement and why. Don't just say your gut feeling tells you it's wrong, because that's insane. Okay. If you agree, then give me a like, a thumbs up, share, tell me you agree, whatever. All right, thanks so much. Bye bye.